Hey there, this is for those of you that are new to Wired. Um, when we talk about First Chapter Friday, and I'm going to make this really quick, but this is just so you understand what we're talking about. What happens every Friday, or this week on a Thursday, is that I read you one chapter, the first chapter of a brand new book that I think you might like. And what we do is you guys listen to the chapter as I read it. And while you're listening to it, you do this thing called sketch notes, which is what you're looking at right here on your screen. Now, everybody's sketch notes look different. This is not about your artistic ability, okay? This is about you showing your understanding of the story through words or pictures or both. So some people do this on a Google slide. Some people do it on paper like you're seeing here. There's lots of different ways to do sketch notes. There's really no right or wrong way. There's just a couple of things that your sketch notes need to have. So the first thing your sketch notes have to have is the title of the story somewhere on the page and the author. That's one thing your sketch notes have to have, okay? Now, beyond that are a lot of suggestions of things that your sketch notes can have. So let me walk you through mine and why I did mine the way that I did. So first of all, you can see my artistic ability is terrible, but this is supposed to be a football helmet. So this is my football helmet that I did here with the title and the author. And then I just started writing things around the helmet off of that first, or one of the first pages that we saw that kind of diagnosed his condition. So head trauma, critical condition. His name is Edward. He's 13 and he's in a coma. Okay. Now I know from the back of the book, I put this down here. Was it really an accident? Because on the back of the book and a little bit more that I read on the author's website before I had finished the story, I knew that that was part of the question, was whether his head injury was really just by accident or whether it was something a little more sinister. I put the name of the football team up here at the top. I have no idea if that's really their colors or anything, but I just did it that way. And then I started putting down some quotes that stuck out to me from the story. Like when the doctor tells the parents, he is listening, or your son is in the best hands. Those two things just kind of pop out at me because I kind of put myself in the shoes of the character and thought, worst case scenario ever, one of my sons was in the hospital in this condition. Those two things might stick out to me quite a bit, like to know that he's listening and just to know and be reassured that my son was in the best hands. And then down here, I had two other quotes. One of his parents was just saying, you're going to be just fine. And then his little sister was just like, please come home. I need you at home. Again, those just kind of show how desperate his family was to make him feel better and to just really hope that there was going to be a good outcome from this. I also did a really horrible cell phone and the Facebook logo because in the part that we read, this was part of the way people were communicating with each other was through group chats and also through Facebook messages. And the girl that posted on Facebook, just said, listen, it's really serious. His injury is really serious. And then this group chat, there were a couple different things. There was group chatting. There was also just text messages to certain people. Please text me back, because they weren't hearing back from him for obvious reasons. And everybody was just worried. And the reason why I chose these things is because I think they just kind of show, like I just said, the sense of worry that everybody had, the unknowing part, the not knowing if Edward is going to be okay, if he's not going to be okay, and really just think about, if a friend or a teammate is injured, just how, word travels, how you get that information around with these different media choices, but just how worried everybody would be to know that he was going to be okay or not. So this is how you can do a sketch note. This is just one example. This is how I would do my sketch note for Game Changer, because I like to be a little bit creative with things like that. However, let me just show you really quickly. I'm going to pull up. I didn't even ask permission to do this, but I just want you to see a couple of different ways that people do sketch notes. And this is for the book from last week, so it'll look a little bit different. But like Sam did a Google slide, and you'll see that he you'd have to know the story to really understand why I'm chuckling at this, but he brings in images, and then he also puts some commentary at the bottom. So you can certainly do it like that. You can, like Liv did here, you can just use some words. I love that. Just words that stick out to you. This is really cool, by the way. Yeah, that one's really cool. There's just really no right or wrong way to do this. The people that love to draw and are super artistic will often draw a lot of things to go along with their sketch notes, but it doesn't have to be that way. Sometimes people will just do Google slides. See, that one's cool too. Some people will just do Google slides and pull in images that remind them of the story or something that they read about. So it's kind of up to you. But what you'll do is you'll listen to the story. And then also I always include the author's webpage and a book trailer. Now those two things are up to you. You don't have to watch them or look at them. But the reason I do that is because if you really like this story, then you may want to read some more by this author. So I want to direct you to the author's website. And then I put the book trailer on there so you can get a feel for what the rest of the story is going to be about in case you decide you want to read it. All right. I think that's it. But if I didn't answer any questions, please email me and I will be happy to go over in more detail how we do sketch notes. But I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this made sense, and I'll be excited to see your sketch notes by Thursday. Bye, guys. Have a great day.